Okay, we're gonna try this a second time. We'll see what happens. Now, over the period of the last 6 months since October, when I had the spike in viewership or just consistent views, there was a number of people, or rather, there were a number of people who were making the claim that, you know, X, Y, and Z about me was what was causing the current circumstance I found myself in. And I would always refute that by saying, well, if me doing this thing or that thing is the case, why do I know other people who, don't participate in these same activities and yet have found themselves in the same circumstance? Yeah, VVS, we had to switch topics. Envoy scared me out of the other one. He pulled some behind the scenes actions. But yeah, I was getting a little irritated when talking to these people because you know I have shared very little in regards to the full extent of what I do and just what entirely I have going on. But not the last one. Okay, Dirk is I don't know what he's referring to. Anyways, in having myself analyzed and critiqued and thought of and all these different things, I know people whom I have, I guess, friendships with that I became frustrated over their continued finding themselves in the same circumstance. A good example of this would be two of them going to school for as an instance and having jobs, and you think to yourself, for someone that's 20, 19, whatever, what else can you want from someone? And then you see them talk about people they've liked and seen go for other males or whatever, and it really serves to confirm the theory I had a while back about it's almost this game where people aren't serious about wanting to, because let's put it this way, a lot of times when you go in my comment section, you'll see people say, focus on yourself, and then when you have X amount of dollars slash X amount of whatever material thing, you will suddenly become the object of want and obsession and likability. But I'm going to tell you this. If any of that ever comes to pass, be it in 10 or 20 years, I want to talk to any of these people, male or female, because I'll be convinced that a majority of the guys only like me for things I have, which isn't the case now. And a majority of the females are just gold diggers, who, I wouldn't have any use for, because, we're talking about in 20 or 30 years, some of these guys are going to school having mansions and vehicles and other, things of value, and then all the woman has is what's in between her legs and long hair, which he can, buy for pennies on the market in Nevada, but that's another story. So I really am trying to position this in the way I want it to be seen as, because I want to refute a couple of points that have been made that solely pertain to me or some portion of me that just either have been shown not to be true, or if they are true, they're not as big as people will say. So one of them is, for example, physical appearance. Now, I am, I realize I haven't exactly gotten up and just stood, but I'm not overweight. I tend to keep in shape. I can walk miles and for several hours, or at least 2 hours. I've taken some long jogs. In the event of other parts of physical appearance, you've actually had some people say, and this has been a running theme going, oh, well, I like this person being this height. I'm above average height. I'm 6'2". One of my friends is about 5'7". Yeah, Envoy, long strolls through the woods, long walks on the side of the beach, long feet stepping against the portions of concrete in Northern California. That's another tale. So I just physically, I didn't think there was anything wrong with me. And, you know, I can look in the mirror and be content with what I see because I have no ailment that could be caused by not, you know, taking care of oneself in terms of what you eat and all these other things. And that's why I get so confused when you have these guys who will come on my stuff and they'll say, "Oh, you look," and I think to myself, "Well, you're a male. Why would you even, you know, be examining the appearance of, like, for example, these two friends of mine? Facially, it's objective, but you know, I've seen them how they look in person, and they're not overweight or I told you one of them is short, but he still, you know, is having the same issue that I, as a person who's above average height, am facing. So to have males come on my stuff and tell me that I don't look good to them, well, again, you're not. At least I don't think you should be looking at me. But I've seen that happen a couple of times now. They sound like male feminists. Yeah, and I'm really supposed to believe that out of, you know, loads and loads of women, that all of them are repulsed by males that are above average height and are not overweight. Okay. Okay, Wayne says, yeah. Hey, look, I appreciate the advertisement for the other person, but you know, I've spent way too many hours watching these advice channels. If you just listen to this one person, everything will change. Oh, what do you mean, CX? What do you mean, here it comes? I didn't even say hello to you when you came in. I was preoccupied with continuing my monologue. Another point that people will say is that by speaking about, and we've been over this a couple of times, by speaking about this, you have worsened the chance for someone to find you appealing. I have disputed this by saying, listen, your minds get any feel, you won't get feeling sorry for. I don't. Again, I'd suggest you would actually watch what is going on. So if Wayne can actually address what's being talked about, I'd appreciate that. Or, you know, if he wants to continue playing online advertiser, I'd rather not. So he's got two options, and I have a strange feeling he's going to go for the latter. Next thing you know, he'll be linking us to some commercial on a website. And I think I already went over the portion where, when it comes to this confidence myth, again, we're speaking directly about the fact that I've told you many facts regarding myself and my views. And I do believe it takes a level of confidence to come out and say I've had trouble with the whole thing. You know, I find it very strange that we have people who are making it seem as if I just go up to some woman and go, "Yeah, how are you doing?" Because even if she thinks I am unattractive, all of a sudden she'll get wet in between the legs because I was so upfront. There isn't anything. If they don't like you, it's automatically. Yeah, man. It was CX. We could never criticize them for anything. That's the way this saga goes, where the same group of people who call themselves being opposed to what I have to say find themselves preoccupying my content. And I find it so strange that if these people are so successful, why aren't they with these women as opposed to being on this page? And look, Envoy, that's my point. I've said that not all of them are the same. I know they're not all the same because I've seen, be it very rare examples, where you've had people go out and actually be able to get someone that's not acting the way as everyone else. It's very rare, but it's happened. It's once in a blue moon, but it's occurred. Gabe says, I just hate how they constantly deny that physical attractiveness matters a lot. Yeah, that's my thing. Above, okay. James is talking about something else. Yeah, let me respond to Gabe. So, you know, I've tried to be upfront with the fact that you can take someone who I like speaking with, but if I don't find anything appealing about them other than their ability to conversate, I'm not going to want them. So I don't understand it. Or they have to see what happened to Saberwolf. He get tired of Wayne and decide to call tonight. Yeah, I don't blame Saberwolf. Wayne's doing a filibuster right now. Let's see. Who else disappeared? I think VVS also went away. Yeah, Envoy. I don't understand the ploy, and also just remember this running theme of me trying to talk about something. You've seen this for over the last couple of weeks. I'll talk about something, and someone will come in and they just start filibustering or leaving some comment in the chat room, and it's just automatically the whole chat goes somewhere else. So, for example, I was going to talk about various myths in terms of what I think people will say and refute them with what I've experienced personally and what I've seen other people also have a problem with. And you just have one person who comes in here and says something, and the rest of us go, what are you talking about? The same thing happened this past Saturday with Dark Times, and the same thing also occur. Obviously, it isn't working, so try. So, we've done that already. Like I said, all of these little advice guys that are on this website, I've watched many of their content. So I don't. We've done anything but not try to do something different. You know, I was aggressively going to stores, looking to talk to some of them. I eventually would just sit home and not bother with it. Neither one of them yielded results. How else can you try differently than those two? But again, this goes back to the thing of someone comes in here, they leave a comment, and the whole chat goes a separate way. Okay, and now I don't even think Wayne can Wayne actually hear the chat, or is he? But yeah, let's change the subject to what you were. You know what I'll probably do, CX, is I'll retitle the stream to filibuster. No, to like user filibusters relationship chat, and then I'll pick up with something else right after I come back. Be great on this. Happen. Everybody's giggling in there. Yeah, I mean that's what we have to do, because you have people who are not who weren't here live who are going to get confused. And I'll just explain in the description box. I plan to talk about this thing. Someone came in here, and just like with We Are in Dark Times 2, I had to spend a good amount of time going back and forth with them. Unlike We Are in Dark Times 2, it's not going to be a whole hour of me saying one thing and then generic line here, generic line here. I'm like, did you even hear what I said? Generic line here. So we're not doing that one.